See, 2 lessons over. Am I audible? Little called sir. That is why. 2 lessons over, which are that the war, first war of Indian independence and First World War. So, what to do? That is recorded lesson you will hear or not?
First war of independence was there in election, so we have read.
That you want me to explain?
No, we have read.
Done it. Okay. Now,
World War One.
First World War. Okay. But according to that topic assigned to me today, this is rise of dictatorship. I will start with that. And if need arise, you can talk to ma'am so that some online lectures where that is some places when this lesson is there or some extra lectures can be arranged. Okay, those students who are not able to, this way only that lectures have been done. Tell. Otherwise, no. What is assigned only I can do today because some students already attended. Now, who are the absentees? Still, some are absent, you know. Why students? Okay, let's see. What is dictatorship? Have you heard this word, dictatorship? Am I audible? No. What is dictatorship? Have you ever heard about that dictatorship? Then what is that?
One person controls the whole country.
Yes, one man rule. It can be a king. It can be means president. It can be anybody. Means the whole thing is controlled by a single person. So that kind of development happened after the First World War. Okay, First World War के बाद ये dictatorship developed in Europe. Have you heard about the 2 famous dictators? At least one person, Hitler. Okay. So during the Second World War or the course of the Second World War was this person. We are going to learn about the background for this. why this dictatorship arise, what were the important activities of that dictator. All these things we will learn. Don't be late too much. According to the rule, what is make to stand outside. So one of the dictatorship is the rise of fascism. So we used to tell, oh, एक fascist है. That is what we used to refer to such kind of one-man show. Means if any person try to dominate, we used to tell like a fascist. We don't know exactly what is fascist or what is the fascist method. We don't know, but we develop a kind of thinking among ourselves. Means one person who is controlling everything means he is a fascist. Means ordering. Okay. Now let's say that rise of fascism. Fascism arise in Italy. Have you heard about Italy?
Yes.
Nah. So Italy, that fascism emerged, and the word that this fascism developed in Italy between 1919 to 1929. What is this? 1919 क्या है? After the First World War, Treaty of Versailles was made. So that was the year 1919. 1929, up to that much, this person who was the founder of that Farsi movement was there up to 1929. Sorry. Then, see, what was this fascism? The word fascism means bundle of rods. Rods means stick. So, if the sticks are bundled together, what it means? It is very united. If a single stick is there, it can be easily broken. So it shows a kind of unity. Okay. But this unity was different from the unity which was forged during that nationalism. This unity was based on an idea of totalitarianism. What was that? Totalitarianism. Have you heard this word totalitarianism? Totalitarianism is a kind of autocracy, dictatorship that is control the whole thing. Means it is dictatorship as a whole. See, everything is concentrated in one person. That is what a totalitarian idea. We know that a total, when we are hearing the word total means the whole. So here dictatorship as a whole means the whole power is controlled by the single person. Ah. Symbol of? Ah, yes. Good. Is there in your textbook? Okay. So totalitarianism is the is the method of dictatorship that the whole power is controlled by a single person. Now let's see why this dictatorship emerged in Europe after the First World War. There should be some reasons for everything. Reasons are there. We learned the causes for First World War. So there were some causes for the First World War. See, so what were that causes? One, to meet the see, fascism is the name of dictatorship emerged in Italy. Totalitarianism is the concept of dictatorship. Got it clear? Anybody have any doubt?
No.
Ah. Okay, so the challenges of international communism. Have you heard the word communism? Communist Party.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I can check.
So, yes, this Communist Party. Thank you. Okay, one is that to face the challenges of international communism. See, communism was dead against that dictatorship. It was a type of democracy, but not exactly democracy. But communism believed in equality. That means capitalist and working class. Have you heard about this one? Capitalist is the owner of that factory.
Yes.
Let's take that Mukesh Ambani. Okay, he is the owner. He is only deciding everything related to the factory. So, under him, there are so many workers. The workers' working conditions and all the other things are decided by him. So, in order to get equal rights to, that is, the workers used to be exploited, and when this exploitation was there, they started a movement in Russia. So that movement developed into a system called socialism, And the party which worked for that social establishment of socialism came to be known as Communist Party. Okay, so ये communism का against है, dictatorship against. Got it? Next, Italy was facing so many problems, and that problems were also one of the reason for the emergence of dictatorship. So, two conditions you understood to face the challenges of international communism and the problems that faced by Italy. What were the problems Italy were facing? One, discontentment against the Treaty of Versailles. So, those students who did not attend that First World War, so you may not understand what were the conditions of the Treaty of Versailles. So, just think about it. It was a harsh treaty. Harsh word you understood, no? It was an imposed treaty. That is, the Italy was forced to accept. Germany was forced to accept. So, ये treaty किसी को satisfied नहीं था. That is discontentment over the treaty. Got it clear? Now, next. Economic crisis. Have you heard about the Great Depression which took place in the world from 1929 onwards? Heard or not? You did not understand what is economic depression. Economic depression, we used to tell about the problem of recession. Have you heard about the recession? उसमें inflation होता है, price rise होता है, then that stock market fall होता है, banks fail होता है. हमारे country में banks fail नहीं होएगा क्योंकि हमारे country nationalized banks है. So Reserve Bank is controlling. So that failure नहीं होता है, but capitalist country में ये सब होता है, unemployment होता है, poverty होता है. All these conditions together is called economic crisis. It affected in the world, severe economic crisis affected in the world in 1929 to the mid of 1930s. It was the worst one in the world. Okay, so Italy भी affect हो गया, Germany भी affect हो गया, USA भी affect हो गया, but USA में ये start हो गया. USA का ओवर प्रोडक्शन की वजह से इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस शुरू हो गया. So that economic crisis was another important reason. All are getting or not? Be present physically and mentally. Half of you are just physically present. Mind is somewhere. Yes, physically, mentally present, you know. I can understand some link is not there. So, but try to understand, but that link will come. You can tell those who were absent, you just tell them to arrange the class. Okay. So, First World War समझ में आएगा तभी तो dictatorship का थोड़ा. You people are getting, no? First World War. You attended, no? You were also there. No? So those who were there, then you were there. First World War का time में नहीं है. Okay. So anyhow, don't get discouraged. But this points, whatever today I told, understood, no?
Yes.
So economic crisis clear to you? Now next point is political instability, unstable government. The government which came after the First World War were not stable. Every time there was a change. That means the governments are forming, then it is falling, new governments are coming, that is also. So, no stable government. So, unstable government or instability in the political condition. Because this communism spread there also, socialist ideas also spread there. So all these things got mixed up. So a new system came into. So political instability was one of the reason. Got it? Now next important, what is that political instability? Democracy was introduced in Italy for the first time in 1919. Elections failed to give a clear majority to a single party. As a result, there was complete instability in the country, and between 1919 and 1922, 6 coalition governments. Okay, so then the various political parties had different policies and programs, and there was no continuity in the policy. अभी एक गवर्नमेंट आके कुछ पॉलिसी इंट्रोड्यूस करने शुरू करेगा तब तक वो गवर्नमेंट फॉल होएगा. So next government another policy. So because of that unstable governments, then they were unable to deal effectively with the problems of unemployment. Large number of people become unemployed. उसका problem solve करने में fail हो गया. Strikes and riots which took place during 1921-22. The situation was fully exploited by the fascists under the leadership of Mussolini, who promised the people a strong national government. There was a condition, rise of fascism in Italy, who was that? See, Joseph, you have to see that whether that spelling is correct or not, because it is an Italian, Latin. Okay, so spelling may be different. I don't know. So Mussolini is a common name. Mussolini का spelling में कुछ mistake नहीं है. Joseph Mussolini. Okay. So he gave a promise to the people. If I come to power, I will make everything all right. So people were attracted to the promises given by Mussolini. People were in utter problems. That means there was problems of unemployment, there was the problems of economic crisis, everything. So somebody come with a new promise, people were attracted to or drawn to that. That only make him to come to power. Okay. Next is that class conflicts. What is class conflicts? Groups of people, aristocrats are there, peasants are there, different classes of people, sections of people. They were always get into clashes. There were power clashes, that is to emerge into power. There was power clashes. At the same time, that the promises which were given to the peasants and others by the earlier governments. We have seen that 6 coalition governments within 3 years. So these governments gave that promises to the peasants, not fulfilled. So naturally, there were clashes among the sections of society. This also led to the emergence of dictatorship. Have you got it? Hmm.
Mom, I don't think that is true.
Eh?
Because in our book it's written negative.
Ah, Joseph Benito Mussolini. That is why I told you, you check it, okay? Joseph Benito Mussolini. Thank you. Clear. Now you understood up to this one, so the class conflicts. Class conflicts, what is the meaning? Different sections of the society. Aristocratic people, the peasants, and the different sections of the society, they had clashes. Now, the next one is already I told you about what is socialism. What is socialism? Can you tell? See, socialism is based on equality. I have told about Mukesh Ambani, the workers, heard or not? तो वर्कर्स का डिमांड क्या होता है? Okay, workers, their wages, working conditions to be good. So at that time, I'm not talking about Mukesh Ambani's time. So at that time, the capitalists used to exploit the workers. The aim of the capitalists was to make a maximum profit. Abhi, you just imagine you all are workers. I am the capitalist. So because only one person should be there. No? So I am the only person separate from. So you all are working for me. So what is my aim? My aim is to make a maximum profit. For that purpose, I made you to do work hard. Instead of 6 hours or 8 hours, I am making you to do 10 hours work. And I am not allowing you to sit and take rest. I am not providing you to have that same drinking water or other facilities. So you are exploited because you have to do 10 hours work. Means you need some rest also. You need that facilities also. Everything. But I am not giving. So when you are working for 10 hours, I am able to get more produce. This I am able to sell in the market. So I am getting the profit. So the workers demanded that it is because of our work you are getting the profit. So give a share of the profit to us. That kind of movement is called as socialism. Clear? Socialism is based on equality, in which there is no differences between that capitalist and workers. Because you worked, I got profit. Of course, I have invested. I am having the right also. But at the same time, I don't have the right to exploit you. So socialism is based on that. Communism is the party. You have heard about Frederick Engels, Karl Marx, etc. Have you heard about Karl Marx? Karl Marx was the founder of this communist ideology. Okay, so this communism and socialism, if it is spread in Italy, that would be a challenge for dictatorship. So they wanted to prevent the spread of this ideologies. Is this point clear? Any point you need explanation? See, you just read these two topic, class conflicts and the threat of socialism and communism. Just read it. If any doubt is there, you can. See, if you are this thing learning or already learned the First World War, the consequences of First World War was Treaty of Versailles. The content of the Treaty of Versailles, if you are knowing, then it will be easy for you. Because it was an imposed treaty, forced to accept. The terms of the treaty was very harsh. That is why they were unhappy. So many things were there. So when you attend that First World War and its consequences, then you will understand. So up till this much you understood, the harsh treaty made after the First World War was very difficult for the people to accept. Okay. Any point? Doubt is there? Pardon? Victor Emmanuel III. So he was the ruler of Italy. इटली का राजा था. So Italian unification के बाद विक्टर इमैनुअल II was there. उसके बाद विक्टर इमैनुअल III था उधर का ruler. Oh, the power of Victor Emmanuel was nothing because a democratic idea came into it. So that democracy only, this we have seen elections conducted and failure for this one, coalition governments, all those things. So he was the king. He was only in name. The power was controlled by different. After reading, any doubt is there, you can ask because you keep the textbook with you and read it. Completed. टेक्स्ट बुक है क्या? कुछ भी नहीं लाया. हाँ, what do you mean? इससे पढ़ो ना. हाँ, anarchist. Anarchists are the group who create anarchy, disorder in the country. Understood? So, because the things are, our point is that the things are not peaceful or comfortable for the administration of any unit, that is whether it is democracy or anything. Okay, so this led to the emergence of dictators. So they were waiting for somebody who can solve all the problems. That time only this Mussolini came. Session oriented and continue in the session of aristocracies. actually section will come, not a session. Okay.
What was that?
See the group among the aristocratic group or aristocracies, there were separate, according to that property, there were separate classes. That is what is section. Mean that, eh? Yes.
Family house question in the countries which went through economic crisis.
No, no, that way it cannot be asked because almost all the countries were involved in that or participated, no, experienced the economic crisis. Means this economic crisis I am talking about 1929 to 35. India also experienced. Ah, yes. Hmm? No, I can understand what you are telling. Ah, ah. Uh, Leadership provided. So these 2 points I did not explain. I'm going to explain. I told you to read up to this much. Class conflicts and the threat of the spread of. 2 more points I have to explain. Clear? Huh? Up to that much, did you understand or not? Then only we can go further. Because we are learning about what led to the emergence of dictatorship. Okay, so there are some backgrounds which helped that emergence of dictatorship, and we have learned 5 courses. Now 2 more are there. Now, what is the next reason? Next point heading. See, those who were not there, for them also this one is there. After the First World War, in order to avoid future wars and to establish peace among the nations, one organization was formed. That organization's name was League of Nations. Now, what is the aim of that League of Nations? To avoid war or to avert war and to make peace. We all know that within 20 years, Second World War started. So now immediate we can understand if this organization was successful, the Second World War would not have taken place. So that is why here the point is the failure of the League of Nations. The first point for this course we have seen discontent against the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles sowed the seeds of the Second World War. That much the defeated country experienced. So, the same way, the creation of League of Nations itself had so many problems. We know that this organization's aim in future such wars should not take place. But that created conditions for the emergence of dictators. Till that time, such dictators were not there. Only you can find in Napoleon Bonaparte. He was not that way dictator. His intention was to conquer. He did good things also. But this kind of dictators, next part we will study about Hitler. So such dictators emerged due to the failure of League of Nations. What were the reasons for the failure? See, its aims, it failed to achieve. Now, what is that? We all are, you are making projects, isn't it? For class projects are there. Some competition के लिए project बनाता है. तुम्हारे subject का project बनाता है. So this projects, what is that your aim is to work. The project should work. You worked so much, but the last moment the project did not work. Working model you were making, that working model was not working. So, so working model, so you can call it a non-working model. Last moment that only you can say. But you were trying to make a working model, but the last moment it was not working. So this way, the aims and objectives of the League of Nations did not succeed in fulfilling its aims. That was the cause for the rise of dictatorship. Clear? Another thing is that, see, it was very weak. See, the structure was weak. A project we will discuss. That project when you are making, if it is a group project, group is made. So groups are making according to your choice, or teacher is giving the group? Teacher only assigning. So in your group, if 5 students are there, out of that 3 are not at all doing anything. They are disinterested and they are not cooperating also. So these 2 people have to toil day in and out to make that project successful. Because after all you are going to get mark. So you have to work. But the name of all the 5 to be included. So the same way League of Nations it was made, but only 3 countries were there in order to decide. Out of the 3 countries, 1 country was non-participant, but all the dictates were given and Bahrain. So this make it a failed order. Okay, so that is why League of Nations failed. See, USA, Britain and France, took the lead. Sorry, France was not the this. Yes, France was the League of Nations में था, UNO में नहीं था. Okay. What is that? Britain, France, and USA made. USA did not become the leader of that League of Nations. उसने ही पूरा तैयार कर दिया. अभी तुम लोग प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, उस दिन तुमको प्रेजेंट करने का था, तो दिन बीमार पड़ा. तो जो अच्छी तरह प्रेजेंट करता है, तो उधर सामने आके ये एक्सप्लेन करने का बीमार पड़ा, तो क्या होएगा? ये पूरा मेहनत मिट्टी में मिल जाएगा, है ना? सही है ना? The same way, the League of Nations was formed to avert that war, to make peace, was failed to achieve its aims. Got it? Next point. UNO 1945, after Second World War. League of Nations was formed in 1990. Okay, after First World War, League of Nations was formed. After Second World War, UNO was formed. Okay? Any doubt? So, this failure gave the chance to that Mussolini to come to power in Italy. Okay? Now, next point is the leadership provided by Mussolini. See, every time, again I am going back to your project because you are experiencing it. Isn't it or not? You have such kind of project. The other day, that is one of the student from Vashi. He was explaining, he was telling about one flopped work. Means project. So flopped project. So because of that, he missed the classes also. He missed that double punishment he got. So ICSE student or which school? I did not ask. Because for him, extra class had to be arranged. So that time only one student was there. So he was talking about. So what is that? I also know that. So when you are making the project, plans to be made. Isn't it? Are you making the plans? How it has to be? Who will collect the information? Who will make this one? Who will design it? Who will color it? Who will make that chart? Isn't it? Are you making or not? Do you tell now? No response is there. Huh? How you people are making? You are this thing, how you are making a project. If you are making a project, group project, how you all will start? Everyone have to tell.
By dividing the work.
Huh?
By dividing the work.
Dividing the work means how? The first dividing the work means you will have a meeting. Correct? You will decide who will do what. Assigning the work. Okay.
On what the topic is.
Okay. Then, because it also requires some chat work. Those who are good in writing will be given to that. Those who are good in presentation, oral presentation, that work will be assigned to them. Yes. So all the things you are distributing and finally making that project. After that, in that case, you just think about when your teacher have made that group, one person whom you don't like to be the part of that group, is included in that group. Okay. वो खुद बॉस बन गया ना, लीडर बन गया, तो started giving that instruction, ये करो वो करो वो करो, खुद ऐसे देके वो कुछ काम नहीं करता है. So how will you like to be the part of that? You cannot do that work because it is the work of all. So you have to distribute that work, and you are selecting, you be the leader. Means one person among that discussion, one person you are deciding, you be the leader because you have the capacity to make others also do. Isn't it? So the most important thing in such kind of work is leadership qualities. And Mussolini was having these leadership qualities. What is that? He was having a charismatic personality. See, we know that our politicians, some of the politicians, the people are drawn towards. We had one president, Abdul Kalam. He was having that charismatic personality because normally all the presidents are sitting quietly. They are just signing machines only. That is the official power of the president. But he had changed that normal pattern of that just signing machine. He that is made people to draw towards him. That personality is called a charismatic personality. All students were attracted to, all children were attracted because of his scientific and engineering skills and all. And his way of talking is also like that. It would draw the people towards him. Like that, many such personalities are there. You know that the speeches of Prime Minister Modi. If you don't like that person also, if the speeches are having a capacity to draw the people. You remember that Pariksha Pe Charcha. Every year, just before that exam, he used to have that Pariksha Pe Charcha, Man Ki Baat. Okay, but it is not going to produce anything, but his personality is like that. His talking that draw the attention of the people towards him. So that is what we call charismatic personality. Another oratory skills. What is that oratory skill? Speaking. See, you people may be participating in elocution competition. How many of you participate in elocution competition? Okay, one. You people are not participating. Elocution, speech. Participating. Okay. Girls, nobody. What competition you are participating? You don't have. Everything you should participate. Present day education is that all inclusive. It has to produce a person which is good in all the activities. Okay, so you should participate in that. Now, why I just laughed? I used to make my son to participate even in fancy dress competition also. Ah, so now he is asking, why did you force me to participate in fancy dress competition? All the this thing, what is that? Funny characters you made me to do. So I told him, you were in school. No, that time, who is bothering about? And every year we used to get first prizes in that. So that way, so why I used to make him to participate in all this extra. In elocution also he used to get like this. Then singing, singing the first name, third used to. Then elocution. Why I am telling, the education is not just limited to the learning. You should be able to do all the type of whatever are your interest that you have to develop. Okay, so why I asked that elocution competition is such one, you are presenting your speaking skills. Elocution mostly what the topic is given, you are learning and going in. But there is the competition extempore speech. Have you heard about that? Extempore speech is that
That is a topic which is given right as you are.
Yes. So just before that, you are going on the stage. 5 minutes before, that is, it is like a lucky draw. You are taking one topic and you are supposed to speak. So this one needs lot of skill because topic is given and you have to speak on that. So that why I told about that. This oratory skill is a skill to captivate the attention of the audience towards that particular personality. So that skill, what who was having? Mussolini was having. So because of that, he was called as Deuce, means leader. He was called by the people or public as Deuce, which means leader. So the people were ready to follow him. Leader means one who lead, and there are followers who follow. So because of all this, Mussolini became the leader, and after becoming the leader, he introduced a system which is called fascism or dictatorship. Got it? You just see that two parts also. Textbook में कुछ और extra दिया होगा. You just go through that textbook if you are having. Textbook नहीं लाया. See, fascism is the name of dictatorship which was established in Egypt. Nazism is the name of dictatorship established in Germany. Understood? So, dictatorship is a system in which one man rules. I think these features of fascism, Nazism, and all are not there to study. Yes. Main principles of fascism is not there. Okay, you have to learn about what is that. See, for a time being, you just listen the rise of fascism. I'm just explaining. After the First World War, were full of problems in almost all European countries. Reorganization of the economy, huge unemployed population, resettlement of survivors of the war, etc., were the primary ones that all of them had to deal with. Means after the First World War, there were so many problems, and every country have to deal with that problems. Okay, now the working classes in many countries tried to organize the socialist revolutions on the lines of the Russian Revolution, but they were suppressed. Listen. Then uh, this gave way to the strong anti-democratic movements in Hungary, Poland, Italy, Portugal, Germany, and Spain. So, what type of movement is that? Anti-democratic. Anti-democratic means the movement against democracy. Then, these were generally referred to as fascist movements. In such turbulent, page number 104. What is that? In such turbulent times, many new leaders came up. These were leaders who anchored the sentiments of the common people after First World War. Because common people had certain problems and their feelings were anchored. Anchored, the word is used for anchoring the ships. In order to stay in the harbor, the ships are anchored. Okay, so here the problems of the people are anchored on such dictators. Okay, now Italy and Germany were the two countries that witnessed new political movements known as fascism. Fascism has been derived from the Italian word fascio, which means union or league. Union means united group. Okay. It also refers to the ancient Roman symbol of power, the fasces, that was a bundle of sticks bound to an axe. Abhi, a bundle of sticks I have told you. It is tied along with an axe. Have you seen that axe? What is that? Axe is used for cutting the wood. Okay. Then acts that symbolize unity and the authority of the Roman officials. It signified that they held the state in their hands and the state was completely in their control. The state was in their hands, and second thing is that state was completely in their control. So it means the government is controlled by the people. That is the meaning. Have you got what is the meaning? Underline that part. Faces, what is the meaning? What is the symbol of that one? This ideology gave way to dictatorships where the power of the state was vested in one man only and it was obligatory for all others to obey the orders of the dictator. Okay. Features of fascism is not there, main principles not there. I mean, what is that? Causes, all the causes we have discussed. Dissatisfaction with the post-war peace treaties, economic crisis, increasing popularity of socialist ideas, weak government, strong leadership, failure of the League of Nations. Okay. Afterwards, Italy under the fascist regime is not there. Okay. Directly Nazi dictatorship will come in. Impact of fascism is not there. Negative and positive, that is not there. And then Nazi Germany. Okay. Causes of the rise of Nazism is the
Aims and impacts.
ah. Okay. Ah. You have to go there now. Don't keep too much cool. Huh? I'm having sneezing. Ah. Okay, up to that much is clear to you? Before going to next part, we will just see that background. We heard about Hitler. How many of you have heard about? Have you heard about Hitler? What you have heard about?
So, he always like fun to the people.
Ah.
He was the leader of Germany. And
Dictator. Okay. See, have you heard about that concentration camps? Heard about killing of the Jews? The different. So, he was an unpopular person. But we have to see that this unpopularity is not his nature. How he emerged to become a dictator, there was some reasons. What was the reason? Here, this person, Hitler, happened to be working in First World War. Listen, we are going. Everything, no, that is not only input. On. But that, yes. Let's see some background story of Hitler. Okay. This Hitler, he was having a very bitter, difficult childhood. Okay, in childhood, we all find Hitler as a very cruel and bad person. But he was not that bad earlier. His father was headmaster, means from school. Uh, at that time, headmaster only it was called. He had some 14 siblings, that means a brother. So much big family, he was brought up. Now the problem was that childhood was a time of difficulty, I told you. Financially, a teacher or a headmaster, what he would get. So he had to do work when he was studying. So that made him to join that First World War. He was hardly 18, 19 that time. He joined the First World War. That time he was not having any military experiences, but he joined the military. But he was given the job of moving from different war zones. That means the commander used to give that order, and that order has to be reached to that soldiers. Because nowadays so many wireless communication facilities are there, so many facilities are there. But at that time, such facilities were not there. So in earlier times, there were runners. That is king's times, runners were there. They used to run from one place to another to give the messages. Then there were also some kind of this thing. If any announcement have to be made, used to beat, and people used to gather around, and that time only announcement used to. So this was the earlier times method of giving the messages. And this boy was working in that First World War as a messenger. His duty was a messenger. In I think in our ICSE syllabus, which class I don't remember, that there is something in your English literature book. One person that is Athens, Sparta, when they were having that war. So then they have to, they appointed one person as a messenger. Means he had to run from one place to another to give the message. So that he run. That is how that modern day marathons have originated. So marathon running, that means difficult terrains it had to run to give the message. Okay, that Onesimus or something was the name of that person. Okay, leave it. But this person's duty is not like that. From one battlefield to another battlefield, or the commander's order to that soldiers. Now, when he was doing, he felt that his country will win. That was the earlier stages research. Earlier stages, Germany was only winning. Then from there, he got some kind of promotion. He becomes sergeant, not sergeant. Okay, so that means he because of his devotional this thing, he got promoted. He participated, and now he became very sad when he heard that Germany was defeated. So what was his expectation? He expected that his country would win. And he had to face so much problem that when he heard his country was defeated. Not only that, one harsh treaty was imposed upon them. That was what I have told you, Treaty of Versailles. The same way, the main terms of that treaty was very, very harsh. They could not accept it. That made him to change from that is a boy who is obeying the orders of the elders to be a harsh dictator. That means it molded him to be so harsh. That is how this Adolf Hitler emerged. You see that when we hear about Napoleon Bonaparte also, the same thing we can find. In childhood, he was not good in studies. So what he did, that every day he used to get scoldings. He was teased by that, especially the math teacher. So what happened? That you will not be able to do this one. So one day the math teacher gave him a sum. So he took it as a challenge. Anyhow, I will do it, then only I will go home. He sat inside the class and started doing it. It became dark. The watchman came and closed all the doors. So by the time he fell asleep, he was lying on that desk keeping his head. Nobody came to know he was there. But by the time he already completed his sum and he slept there. Nobody was knowing. So next day, when the door was opened, only the people find this boy was sleeping. So means so determined. This is what I wanted to tell. The determination of the people. So everyone who are having the determination to achieve something, then they will be able to do. This man was also a determined person. I want to make my nation number one. So Hitler emerged powerful. So we are going to see all the reasons how fascism emerged in Italy. You understood, no? Now we are going to see the rise of Nazism. See, Nazism emerged from a word national socialist National Socialist Workers' Party. In short, it came to be known as Nazi. Actually, in this National Socialist Workers' Party, it was not having that Nazi principles which we are seeing. He became a member of this National Socialist Workers' Party, Democratic Workers' Party. Okay, National Socialist Democratic Workers' Party. He became a member. Slowly and steadily, he got control of that party. It was just an organization. He turned it out to be a party. And after that, he designed it to contest in the elections, and he wanted to emerge to the political power. Okay, so what we have seen the background. He worked in the First World War. Then afterwards, Germany was defeated. Then he became the member of National Socialist German Workers' Party. So then he got control of that party. Then he wanted to make it into a political party which conducts in the election and form the government. That is why, or that is how he came to power. So, what is the aim of this Nazism? To establish sorry, Third Reich. This is a German word. Third Reich. That is Nazi regime का time में, that is 1933 to 1945. This was known as Third Reich. What was that? Third Reich. He wanted to establish Third Reich, that is the domination of the political power of Nazis. And they emerged powerful from 1933 to 1945. Swastik is the symbol that he designed. Hitler, after a long time, he designed so many things for his party. So at that time, National Socialist German, no? German Workers' Party was not having that symbol and all. It was not at all organized as a political party to contest the election and form the government. It was just an organization. As a youth, he joined. But he was not limited to a just member. He wanted to control the organization. So he made it into Nazi party and he became the leader and designed many things. What is that is simple and all. I will tell you later on. So his first stage was, that means First World War when it came to an end 1918. 1919 that the Treaty of Versailles, League of Nations, etc. From there to 1930, what he was doing. Understood? So we have to see 1919 to 1930. That was a very big effort to form into a political organization and to a leader. He was transforming from just a member to a leader. It did not come automatically. So that transformation we have to see. Just I have told you up to 1919, 1918 that he participated in the war. 1919 Treaty of Versailles and League of Nations. Then from 1919 to 1930 were the years of planning, designing, organizing the people, and people should accept him as the leader. So all these things were there between 1919 to 1930. Okay, so causes we will see afterwards only. By the time we will see something. Yes, here what is given. See, Germany was ruled by Kaiser Wilhelm II during the World War I. Okay, Kaiser Wilhelm II. So Germany unified in 1871. So उस time Kaiser William I was the ruler. So then when the World War was there, the ruler was Kaiser Wilhelm II. After their defeat in World War I, Germans forced the king to abdicate the throne. Abdicate means leave the throne. And a new Weimar Republic came to. So when you are hearing about Weimar, Weimar Republic was a republic formed out of different political parties at a place called Weimar. Understood what is that? Weimar is the name of a place and a republican form consisting of socialists, communists, democrats. All these people joined together to form that Weimar Republic. So, Republic came up in 1919. The people of Germany were not happy with the Republic as they considered it responsible for accepting the Treaty of Versailles after Germany's defeat at the end of First World War. You just imagine a condition, king left. अभी कौन एक्सेप्ट करेगा कंट्री को रिप्रेजेंट करके किसी ने एक्सेप्ट करने का ना when the ambassadors from our country going to other country, So they are having the document from the country. One ambassador is appointed to USA, Indian ambassador to USA. Now, when he is going, his appointment letter, the documents from the country, it will be given to him, and he has to go directly to that American president's office and submit it. American president or that the government have to accept him as the representative from India. Got it? Every country like that only. Now Germany, what was the problem? King is not there. So the treaty which was made by the victorious countries have to be accepted. Who will accept? Here the Weimar Republic have to accept. Correct or not? They cannot tell that we were not there in the First World War, we cannot accept it. They cannot say. So they accepted it. So the people of the country began to feel that they were responsible for all the ills, all the problems of Germany. Because they accepted that treaty, because they accepted the terms and conditions of the treaty, they were responsible for all the ills. According to you, were they responsible? Yes or no? Tell now. Huh? If it is asked to you, what would be your reaction? You are telling no. See, because there was no government, they were the government, they have to accept it. They have no choice than accepting. So American president cannot tell that, oh, तुम एक हिंदू है इसलिए हमको एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते इसे बोल सकते हैं क्या that person is the representative of the country, he has to accept, he has no choice. I was just telling an example only. So choice is not there, so they were forced to accept and Weimar Republic accepted. But the people began to think that they were responsible. So that is why they blamed the Weimar Republic for all the problems. Then, aggression, war, and fight.
बहुत बुरा है भाई ना पूरी हिटलर ने बनाया था वही हिटलर ने बनाया पूरे इंडिया को करेगा